Hi, my name's Andrew Wright, and I'm with the Chebucto CommunityNet. We're Atlantic Canada's oldest internet service provider, being in service since 1994. We're a registered charity and a non-profit volunteer-run organization. And slide. This is text-based access to the internet. This is how we started back in 1994. We still continue this to this day. This is actually the Google homepage you're looking at here. Basically, Chebucto CommunityNet exists to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity to access the tools of communications. So we found that there are three basic things preventing people from accessing the internet. The first is whether they have enough money. The second is whether they have enough knowledge to use the technology. And the third is the one that affects everybody, the type of access and location. The longer everything takes, the worse people are at using it. So for money, we found that if you spend more than $10 a month on internet, some people will not be able to afford the internet access. People on social assistance, people on disability, lower income, people who've run into illness, unemployment, seniors on pensions. We found that seniors in particular have a different problem with the technology. Many seniors, the older they get, really need more training to use the available technology. So for location, the government of Nova Scotia decided to provide a publicly subsidized wireless access to the province, dividing up the province between three companies, Seaside, Eastlink, and Omniglobe. So our users are telling us that they're having trouble getting access. They have health issues, they have technology issues, people are using old computers, people are unable to get out to public terminals. So internet access, is it a fundamental human right? Well, the BBC World Service, in a survey of more than 27,000 people in 26 different countries, asked everybody, and 8 out of 10 said yes. Of the people who actually had internet access, 9 out of 10 said yes. Internet access is indeed a fundamental human right. So Finland was the first country in the world to make this an actual law. And not just access, but they define the speed as 1 megabit per second, and they want to improve that to 100 megabits per second by 2015. France, Spain, Greece, Estonia have all followed suit with their own legislation. In Halifax, on the other hand, 25% of our people have no access whatsoever to internet. They don't have it at home, they don't have access to it at public terminals, they're just not using it. When we first started looking at the Statistics Canada numbers, we were second place in Canada for people accessing the internet. We've since fallen to 10th place. So in 2009, 94% of Canadians earning $85,000 a year accessed the internet. Only 56% of Canadians earning under $30,000 a year did. 98% of Canadians aged 16 to 24 were online. Only 66% of Canadians over 45 were. So the main uses, according to Statistics Canada, is email and searching health information. And almost a third of users create new and original content. So this is a internet service provider speed ranking dated approximately 2 weeks ago, 26th of May. For download speeds, Canada is the 32nd country on the list. Checking this exact same figure today, 2 weeks later, we've slipped to 33rd place. For upload speeds, we're 45th in the world. Again, 2 weeks later, after this graphic was prepared, Canada slipped to 46th place. So the trends are not only bad, but they're accelerating. Last fall, for example, when we were looking at these figures, Canada was in 20th place. So we've slipped in relation to other countries over a period of mere months. So bandwidth prices at the low end. For dial-up internet, there are currently 2 providers in Metro. The Chebucto Community Net with their unlimited Chebucto Plus service, and Bell Alliant with 3 different plans, 1 unlimited, 2 with different hour limits. Comparing the national bandwidth average of Canada with 7.9 megabits per second, the average price, $52 a month for that, gives us the human rights figure of $6.67 per megabit per second per month. That's the Canadian average. So if you were trying to get that 1 megabit per second on a dial-up connection, it would in fact take 20 dial-up connections to do it. Dial-up connections, unfortunately, are not a great way to send lots of data. So our plan would give you an average cost of $208 a month if you were trying to get 1 megabit per second over dial-up. The competing commercial plans are almost 3 times the price. Next slide. So with the high-speed services, you have the Canadian national average where you'd expect to find it in the middle of the offerings. Eastlink, Bell, Omniglobe all have lower cost offerings, but the funny thing you notice is that the less you're paying for, the slower these offerings, the more you're actually paying for the bandwidth. So you're sort of getting a less is more thing as you go down. Now on the other end, when you're paying for lots more bandwidth, the faster speeds, with the higher prices of course, you're finding that you're getting a lower average price, but still speeds are not all that quick compared to the rest of the world. Now this recently changed with Eastlink's offering a 100 megabit per second service and a 30 megabit per second service. With the princely prices $160 a month, $90 a month roughly. Now next slide. But are you really getting that 100 megabits per second or 30 megabits per second? The thing is, you're not. There's a 20 gigabit monthly download limit with a $1 per gigabit charge on this. So what you're actually getting on the 100 megabit service is 6 hours of 100 megabit per second download. And your monthly bill would be $30,000 at their rate with the extras. With their Eastlink 30 plan, you've used up your monthly download limit in a mere 20 hours. So even using the bare minimum, 1 megabit per second, the human right level, you'd reach your download limit in just 25 days. So what's being provided here is the right to use an actual less than 1 megabit per second per month of download for $169 a month. And this is what is passing for technological advance in Halifax. We're not getting cheaper bandwidth prices.
It's getting worse.
We're getting worse, yes. Next slide, please. So Chebucto Community Net is a charitable organization, nonprofit. Unfortunately, we don't have a great deal of resources. So without the publicity, without a major public support, the best that we can do is try to provide a low-cost wireless access to limited areas. If we had money, we could provide a lot more of that service. Government has money to give to Alliant, $2 million in the past couple of weeks, but they keep projecting us for $10,000 grants, which is sort of odd. Next slide. So the real answer long-term is fiber optics. Fiber optics to the home gives you an ability to provide a fast service, future-proof. You can peer local networks together, have very low cost. People who are originating content can upload it quickly. We also believe that there's a need for publicly funded computer and internet courses for senior citizens. Try to help bring them on board. Thanks very much.